Let's begin what's trending in Lagos State, where the Lagos State government over the weekend demolished at least 100 properties in OWORONSHOKI's Ojulari and Coca Street areas, leaving families homeless amid clashes with police and alleged thugs who beat residents and looted belongings. Residents in the Koshofe local government area of the state resisted the government's plan to continue demolitions under the ongoing urban regeneration project, leading to security operatives shooting tear gas canisters as residents campered for safety after officials arrived with bulldozers. Let's take a look.
The massive resistance by the people of Precious Sea, and this is the Lagos State Task Force with their tear gas and their caterpillar. Again, they are about to demolish. They are telling people to arrange them to leave their houses and their lands.
Now they have demolished our house. We don't have a place to stay. I don't have house. See me. I don't have house. Just when thinking they demolish our house, today they still want to demolish. What do we do? What can we do for the government? What's happening?
Look at what Lagos State Task Force are doing to us. We resist. We will stand our ground. We are not to be taught. As you can see, we are all tear gas in our houses. But the people are resisting. They are saying no to a land grabbing Temu Pharaoh, call himself a king.
Fortunately, this confrontation marks the latest escalation in a months-long dispute over the demolitions in that area. The controversy began after several buildings were demolished in September, triggering protests on the Third Mainland Bridge, with residents saying bulldozers moved in at night and demolished houses without adequate notice, leaving many families homeless. Well, on Sunday, a video emerged showing a bulldozer demolishing a house, allegedly with people still inside. Let's take a look.
They're going to kill people in the house. They are going to kill people. They are going to kill people. There are people inside their house. There are people inside this house.
People will get rich for this area. They don't get them. So much for this area. Tell us to make the engine knock.
Well, this operation has drawn widespread condemnation online. Conducting demolitions at night, allegedly with thugs beating residents and looting property, violates both procedures and basic human rights standards. Let's take some tweets. This is from Badebo Rose Vival, who wrote, "Government cannot exist only for the interest of the rich. In a state that is over 75% poor, you cannot justify coming like a thief at midnight to demolish people's houses without giving them time to move their belongings. These lands are being appropriated to be sold for huge amounts. Those costs must factor in a dignified, honest, and transparent relocation program for all those affected. The Lagos government cannot solely exist to serve the interests of the rich. It is #OurLagos. Another ex-user wrote, "This is pure lawlessness and wickedness, demolishing people's homes in the middle of the night while they're still inside. That's not enforcement. That's an inhumane act, even in a country where order is fading. This level of disregard for human life is terrifying. Lagos deserves better governance, not midnight terror against its own citizen." Another ex-user wrote, "This is what we call made in Lagos, Nigeria. You demolished a building in the night when you can barely see anyone needs to be rescued due to the demolition, or if something needs to be protected first. Demolition companies need to think about health and safety before using that machine. Sadly, most of these companies' founders obtain their licenses not by going through the knowledge of demolition. Lagos State government, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while visiting other great cities, should explore the demolition companies and check how it's done. Health and safety is important." Dr. Bati, this is huge because it's not just infringing on people's rights. There's also the health hazards associated with demolition a property. But in a swift rebuttal, the Lagos State government, or the Lagos State Police Command, defended the demolition exercise with public relations Officer Abimbola Adebisi denying reports of illegal action and officer misconduct during the exercise. Well, in an official statement, the police asserted that the demolition carried out by the state government agencies followed all legal processes, stating that official notices were given to occupants over several months and compensation had been paid to those affected. And we're getting reports that some leaders in the community are insisting that no compensation was given to them before this new round of demolitions. As we speak, there are talks of protests that will be going on the third mainland bridge by residents of those that have been affected. Meanwhile, senior advocate of Nigeria and human rights lawyer Femi Falana has accused the Lagos state government of carrying out unlawful demolition in OWORONSHOKI. Falana stated that the Lagos State High Court had previously issued an interim order to halt further demolitions, but the state government allegedly acted in flagrant breach and contempt, and he argued that the action by the Lagos state government is a mockery of the rule of law. Well, the Lagos state government has defended the action as necessary to remove illegal floodplain structures to prevent flooding, saying it has started compensation payments of up to 300,000 naira to verified claimants. Well, the government also held a ceremony at the Palace of Oro Kingdom, supervised by the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, to present checks to 79 Oworo community residents. I mean, we have images here, we have pictures to show that the Lagos state government did offer these residents compensation. Dr. Bat, I'd like for you to unpack all the stories. Okay. First of all, the fact that they actually disregarded a Lagos State High Court order, as Femi Falana has said, and demolishing people's property in the middle of the night.
Okay, there are many dimensions to this. The legal dimension, the equity dimension, the traditional dimension, the ethnic and political dimension. Let me take them one by one. Now, both Amnesty International and Mr. Femi Falana, STRUCTI0N, are saying that there is a subsisting court order which says do not demolish these people's houses until the matter before the court has been determined. Now, if it is true that the Lagos state government went ahead to demolish, as Femi Falana, STRUCTI0N, claims, about 100 houses, then, of course, that is questionable. We expect that our government will respect the rule of law. When matters are pending before courts of law, government should be responsible enough and not engage in the act of impunity of disobeying the court of law. That is the legal part of it. There's also the traditional part of it. The people of OWORONSHOKI, they are saying, particularly in the Ojulari community, that their Baale is also complicit. You will expect that a traditional ruler would defend the interest of his people. But they are saying that the Baale of OWORONSHOKI has a case to answer because they claim that he was the one who even invited the police when the people were protesting. And there have been reports of people being brutalized and also being tear-gassed yesterday by the people of the community, on the basis of which the people are now threatening that they will lock down Third Mainland Bridge this morning. I do not think that the people, no matter how aggrieved they may be, should take the laws into their hands and then lock down the Third Mainland Bridge, and other innocent Nigerians who will need to do business between the mainland and the island will now have to suffer for either the negligence of government or the negligence of the Baale of OWORONSHOKI. The third part of it has to do with how the state government is treating all of this. Tokumbo Wahab, who is the commissioner in charge of housing or environment. Environment and water resources. Yes, it was on Arise TV over the weekend, and he said that, look, the government of Lagos State is only acting in line with the law, with environmental regulations. And there is a 2013 law that says that, look, the Lagos State or ruling of the Supreme Court that says that the state government has the right to regulate planning, physical planning and building structures within its jurisdiction. And that OWORONSHOKI, as well as in trade fair, that what you have is that these people have violated the law. And that the Lagos state government is just enforcing the law, removing illegal structures which are constituting a menace to environmental safety in Lagos state. We say that, look, why the law is important, while we say also that the government must respect the rule of law, now government must have a human face.
The point.
The big danger in it is that people are now reading ethnicity and politics into it. When it was the turn of the people at Trade Fair, the argument was that, oh, Igbos are being targeted in Lagos state, Igbo buildings are being demolished. Now it's OWORONSHOKI.
All right, Dr. Batty,
it is Yoruba people.
We have limited time, but at the end of the day, you are absolutely right. The fact that the government has to have a human face in this whole thing is the major point.
No, but the politics now is that people of OWORONSHOKI are saying that they voted for APC, that they are APC supporters. Now they are demolishing houses of APC supporters in OWORONSHOKI. But Tokunbo says it's about law. Yeah. It's about regulation. And that people must learn in Lagos state to respect the rule of law. Right. However, it is a question of how the government of Lagos state wants to be remembered.
Right. All right. I wish we all had a moment to speak on this, because the idea that these people went in the middle of the night and you heard some people saying, you know, there are people living in there, I think it is really absurd and it's completely inhumane. I think this is the point that should be stressed really as well. There should be some also sort of a relocation order as well from the Lagos state government for these residents that are clearly aggrieved. Well, we'll head over to Anambra State now, where Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo has stirred controversy after announcing cash rewards for every ward won by his party, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, in the forthcoming November 8 governorship election. While speaking on Saturday during the party's campaign rally, Soludo promised to give 1 million naira to any ward that wins, while the first 3 performing wards will get 5 million naira, 2 million naira, and 1 million naira respectively. Well, let's take a look before we take some reaction.
Now, can we get there? Uno ega batasia next week. Uno kana latasia kana menka. Uno kala another prize. Maka November 8. November 8. Another challenge. Another challenge. Another challenge. No room in ward up on a win. On win around a ward on another of 1 million again. Man, no room.